Joining me today is Jack Hermansson, who fights Gregory Rodrigues at UFC 317. That fight is on June 28th. So, Jack, I wanted to start here. You're coming off of that huge win over Joe Pyfer, a prospect that everybody had highly touted. But then we got some time off, right? We saw about 16 months in between fights. Could you give us a little update? What was that 16 months like for you?
Yeah, it's been injuries. I had like before the Piper fight, I also had like 1 year off with injuries. So that's what I've been dealing with. So unfortunately, I had to take some time off and yeah, had to have surgery and heal up and rehabilitation and everything that goes into it. So it's unfortunate, but it's a part of the sport. But I'm very happy to be back now.
And has it been a lot of the same injuries? Has it been just like different things piling up? Has it been, because like you said, you had it before the Piper fight too. Has it been a lot of different things, or has it been like one nagging kind of injury the whole time?
It's been a couple of different things, but yeah, among several things, it was a shoulder surgery that I had. So, yeah, there's always different different kind of stuff that you need to address. But yeah, fortunately, I'm better now, so happy to be back there.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, usually I ask when it's been a long layoff like this, what has it been like training wise? Now, obviously, you had to be out for a while with the surgery, but if you felt like now you're back to being able to train maybe even harder now that you don't have the nagging shoulder issue.
It was like 1 year without any martial arts training at all. So I would rather don't have that 1 year off. But you just need to adapt. And the last couple of months has been really really good. And I don't feel like it took a lot of away from me. But obviously, it's always better to stay in the gym all the time. But I've still been in the gym and coaching and helping others and stayed in the game mentally. And I had the same routines. It's just that the things that I've been doing in the gym hasn't been what I usually do. So, but I've been really, really happy with this camp, and yeah, feel well prepared.
Well, that's good. And I was going to ask you about the coaching too, because I've seen you in a lot of people's corners on regional fights and all that kind of stuff too. Is that something you had always planned on doing? Is that something you always really wanted in your life, or is that something maybe you picked up doing a little bit more of since you did have the time away from training?
Well, I probably always thought that I would like to, I see my martial arts career as a education, and then it's my turn to pass the knowledge on to the younger generations. So a lot of the guys that I came up with training with, they are already done now. They're gone. So there is like this new young generation coming up, and I'm happy to pass on my skills to them. And I think it's yeah, it's a nice thing to do, and it also keeps you thinking when you're learning something to somebody else. I think it's a good thing as well to yeah to stay sharp and to think about what you actually do.
And we've started to see some of that next generation come up, particularly up in Scandinavia. We got Andreas Gustafsson, who made it to the UFC now, and he gave you a big shout out in his press conference too, saying that he was on the phone with you and words of encouragement. Is it exciting seeing another Swedish-born fighter in the UFC? It's been a while, I feel like, since we've seen too many in there.
Yeah, definitely. It's been some over the years, but lately it's been quite empty. So I'm super happy to see him in there, and I really wish the best for him. And he had a great performance in his first fight. So looking forward to the next one.
And do we got more? Obviously now that you got your finger on the pulse of coaching, we got more Swedes and Norwegians on the way through too.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. There is a couple that is really good. I have a teammate, Mohamed Sarai, is gonna do his PFL debut like the week after me, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, there's a lot of young talent coming up, and in a couple of years, I think we're gonna see more of them in the UFC as well.
That's great to hear. Now, I do want to ask you too, kind of about Norway in general when it comes to MMA, because I know they've had that ban, which is sort of, Cecily Bolander has talked about how it's kind of hard to develop young talent when they can't fight in front of their home crowds. How do you feel about all of that? Do you is it tough for you seeing young up and comers not have that ability to fight in front of home?
Yeah, definitely, and obviously it's been the same for me, and I really believe it would help the sport, help young talent to be able to compete more, especially when they are on their way up. Instead of, even on the amateur level, that you should be able to have fights and not have to travel because it's hard with the young guys. They don't have a lot of money, and it's hard for them to travel to other countries. That means they can't fight that often. So I definitely feel like it would help the younger talent to grow if it could be legal. And for myself, it would be a dream to fight in Norway as well. So yeah, we're working on it, but it's a lot of resistance, so it's hard.
Well, I'm pulling for you on that one. But before, obviously, we get anywhere near a fight in Oslo, let's talk about your fight with Robocop, because this is going to be an exciting fight. I think it's one that people are really excited for in terms of the stylistic matchup. When they came to you and said, we want you to make your return from this layoff, this is the name we got, a guy who's coming off of a main event spot. What were sort of your first thoughts on Gregory Rodrigues being the name?
I had this fight with Cannonier fresh in my mind, so I thought that could be a good fight for me coming back after such a long layoff. So pretty happy with the fight, even though I was obviously hoping for a ranked opponent. I was in the rankings after my last fight, so probably got pulled from inactivity. So. Yeah, I definitely would love a ranked opponent, but I was pretty happy with that name as well.
And then obviously the card too. Like you said, you'd love to fight at home, you'd love to fight in Europe, that kind of thing. But it's a big card, right? UFC 317, big headliner, big arena. Are you excited that we're not getting shoved back in the Apex? Like, is
Oh
this?
yeah, it's like such a different thing. The whole experience is so much more enjoyable. Fighting in a big arena, and International Fight Week is gonna be a great card. Big names on the top there, Oliveira, Topuria. So yeah, I think that was that was the sweet thing about this fight. To be able to be in this in a great card like that.
One. So now, obviously, we've talked about it being an exciting name in terms of rankings or getting you back into the rankings. It's an exciting place. Talk to me a little bit about the style. How exciting is this in terms of a stylistic matchup for you, and maybe how do you see it going down a little bit?
Yeah, I think Robocop is a tough opponent. He comes forward, he punches hard, especially dangerous early in the fight. While I'm a little bit more of the opposite, maybe. I move more, I have higher volume, I get stronger as the fight goes. So it's kind of exciting in that way, and I think a lot of people will have him as a favorite early in the fight, and me as a favorite later in the fight. So I have to just go in there and make it my kind of fight, and not just stand there for his heavy punches. But I think it was, a little bit similar in my last fight with Piper. Obviously, this is a 3-rounder, so it makes it a little bit hard. I can't take 2 rounds off as I did in that fight. So, but I think that makes for an exciting fight, definitely.
Well, you led me perfectly to my last question. I love to end these things with a prediction, so it's an exciting fight. But tell me, how's this one end come June 28th?
I think it's gonna end with me TKO in the last round, in the third round.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. This is Jack Hermansson, who fights Gregory Rodrigues at UFC 317. Once again, that fight, June 28th. Jack, thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.